Hi guys, I publish many novels in our Telegram. Each novel has its own exclusive Telegram channel packed with all chapters in high-quality audio. Plus, if the novel is ongoing, you'll get all future updates and releases automatically, no extra cost, no monthly payment. Just make a one-time payment via PayPal or Ko-fi and enjoy unlimited access forever. Don't miss out on the ultimate audiobook experience. Links in the description. If you can't support me financially, just like and subscribe our videos. Thank you guys, your support means a lot. And as always, enjoy Shadow. Chapter 482, Problems and News. We might have a problem, Lily, who sat next to Victor inside of the soul pendant, said. When didn't we have one? He sighed. Seriously, he thought after his regression he should live a pampered, fulfilling life, but things kept happening so fast that he had no real chance. Now he was going against entities that he didn't even know existed in his past life. Oh, you sound worried about something? Lily asked. I am waiting for the next sync from the other world. I am doing this big heist there and things might get tricky, he sighed again. Now tell me, how is the situation on your side? Everything was going fine, then she sighed. Then what? He asked as she paused, clearly hesitating whether to tell him. It's about Mona, Lily said and began telling him what happened, watching his facial expression change. She didn't miss out on a single detail. Is that all? He asked with a deep frown. Yeah, she sighed. She just vanished? Aha. The tracker on her? According to Margaret, it was destroyed. I see. What does system node mean? He asked. This was the first time he heard of such a thing. Easily exiting a dungeon without some kind of a bug was unheard of. No idea, she shrugged. She hadn't even heard of such a thing in the other timeline. Could it be that her memories mixed with that of the demon? Or some kind of false memories? It didn't seem like it. And how could she know that name Liliera? You must know, my mother never mentioned it to my father, just naming me Lily when I was born. She paused. I only learned about it by knowing that I was named after my great-grandmother's name and looking her up. Oh. Could her memories be from some other timeline? He proposed. He still had one talisman from back then that was unaccounted for. I died back then, she corrected him. Yeah, but you told me Mona sounded surprised you were still alive, right? He frowned. I never got to meet her before. Let alone teach her the origin of my name. Lily shook her head. Then, Victor frowned. Could it be that she is some reincarnation of someone who knew your great-grandmother and mistaken you for her? He asked. That would be absurd, Lily spat. Why would she mistake me for her? I look like my grand-aunt Venus. She is from my father's side. She and Liliera couldn't look the same. Lily said. Oh, he frowned. Then I can only think of 3 possibilities. What? The first is that Mona might have gained some prophetic skill and she learned your name from it. And the system node thing? She might have got it the same way. It can only be a skill, right? He frowned, clearly not sure. The second possibility? Lily shook her head. From the way Mona acted, it was clearly not that. It was like she was someone much older and wiser. It's bad. Yulian might have eliminated the wrong soul and Mona is a demon now. Demons have some crazy powers, he said, remembering the memory when he escaped that Sun Lord. It was a close call. Not likely. She wanted me to protect Mina and Mana. A demon wouldn't care, Lily said, shaking her head. Demons were some very scheming folks though, so she was not sure. If she were a demon, it would have been better for her to play along. Yeah. Well, I just added that to make it so that I have 3 explanations, Victor shrugged. That last one is the one I suspect the most and the one I also dread the most. Victor said, sounding troubled. What? Lily asked. That she might also be a time traveler or some reincarnated person, he said. Reincarnated? Like in novels. Come on, the system is already absurd, why wouldn't reincarnation be too? He asked. In fact, he had never heard of anything like this in his past life, but he had long learned that the world was a far stranger place than he anticipated. Again, she would never have met me, Lily paused. Unless. Yeah, another timeline. One that is vastly different from Powers. It would be quite a mess, Victor hesitated. He didn't like that idea. But it would work. Nothing like that was on the Imperial record. If there is truly some other timeline, some secrets would have leaked. Maybe it wouldn't normally happen, but Mona might have regained such memories since you used your time reversal to fix her soul. And in that world, your name might have been Liliera. Oh, Lily frowned. I don't like that possibility. I know, but I did manage to time travel using the time book. Someone else might have done it too, he said, sounding a little unsure. The way he discovered that loophole in activating the time book was by pure chance. Why don't we do an experiment? You want me to try to fuck up some guy's brain then heal him up? Lily asked, raising her pretty eyebrows. Yeah, Victor nodded. This girl could easily read his mind. We'll try it, but I will have to wait until my skill cools down in a week or so, and by that time I might be back at my family's base. They already sent agents to wait for me and Yulian outside the dungeon. Oh, there's that, he sighed. Lily's return was a must for their future plans. Well, I bet you have a lot of guys that you don't mind to fuck up there. She glared at him. Sure. Things might get tricky there though. Oh, don't worry, I already have a few plans to help you out, but sadly I still have no idea how my plot on the other side is progressing, so I am still not sure, he sighed. By the way, did you tell Margaret that Mr. X might be in the Armine Federation? I did. The plan is to just act on the lookout and see if Mona would appear there. Lily sighed. Is it just that Margaret decided to send Alpha instead of going there by herself? Lily complained. Seriously, all the other girls are already doing their best. And the Armani Federation is not even that far. Is she planning to keep acting like a mistress or something? She might have her reasons. Victor sweated a little. Apparently Lily had no idea about Margaret's pregnancy yet. Better not be the herald of that good news. Wait. Wasn't Alpha with you? He asked, quickly changing the subject. Same with the moon dungeon. She seems to not be able to enter any dungeons for some reason. Lily frowned. Just now Victor's reaction was a little strange, but she couldn't figure out what. You will need to check on her when you go back. Lily suddenly paused as she watched Victor's soul begin to shake valiantly. He screamed in pain as he collapsed to the floor. It was as if someone had just kicked his balls. Are you okay? She asked worriedly as she hurried to his side. Ah. What? Yeah, he said as he sat straight up, scratching his head as if nothing had just happened. I just got synchronized with the part in Ismeralia, he said. Ah. Does it happen like that every time? She asked with a frown. Yeah. Don't worry about it. He shook his head. The pain of this process was so severe that he didn't dare to do it unless some very important info needed to be submitted. I got some very good and some very bad news. You expanded your harem again? She asked, gnashing her teeth. This damn pervert. The last time he got a new wife, and although he explained it to her and she sympathized with Aerith, she didn't like it one bit. This time, sadly no, he sighed, then quickly dodged Lily's hand that was about to pinch his thigh. Let's start with the good news. I found a way to kill Scions, he quickly said. Lily stopped trying to pinch the life out of him and looked at his eyes. Really? She asked. Yeah, I was not sure at first, but the other world has some kind of a rule where Scions' fates are limited to an A rank and the world doesn't actively try to save their asses, so I pulled that guy Lazarus, the Lord's disciple who had a grudge against me, into the cauldron and made him kill himself when he stabbed his hand by a poisoned nail that was sticking out of a log. He thought it was my neck, he explained. He died? Just like that? Lily asked as she smiled. The girl seemed a little crazy, but she had every right to. She had seen how impossibly hard it was to kill a Scion. Yeah. On top of it, he dropped a partial storm spark, he said with interest. Oh. You can't give that to the Lord. I will use it to run some experiments, he quickly said. I am also planning to establish a hidden gate between our world and Ismeralia. Imagine the possibility. Yeah, just send a Scion there and bam. Kill him, Lily nodded. Sending them there would be the problem though, he said. Still, it will be easier than killing them here, she sighed. Just dangle some treasure there and they would come flocking like flies. Yeah, good idea. Now to the next piece of good news, he smirked. In addition to a lot of treasures and souvenirs for each of the girls, I got the Fate artifact. I think it is the one the Fate sect sent people to get from Ismeralia. Oh. What is it? Lily got interested. A hammer, Victor said. It is called the Dermic Crystal Hammer. It has the ability to force retributions for one's action, he said. What? Lily frowned. It is like if someone punched you before, you can make that punch go right back at him by using the hammer on yourself. It is not limited to the user though. Oh. Like demanding a payback. Lily's eyes began to sparkle. And if someone cucked you, what would happen? I would cuck him? Victor hesitated. He was not sure how that would work. Look, I am not sure how it would work in all cases or affect Fate itself. And it has some limits. The payback is in reversed order with the cost doubling each time. If you were to punch someone who punched you, you would have to get your punch back before he gets his. He sighed. This complicated things. It also has limits to the target's authority. Oh. Its usage is so problematic that I am pondering if I should just eat it and see if my Fate Weaver class would level up. Oh. What is the cost of using it? It drains all my mana completely, costs 100 order points per activation at the base level, and I will be vulnerable for 1.2 seconds multiplied by the karmic level after using it. It was locked to only be used 3 times a year, but after I fixed it up, I can only use it 4 times. There is 1 use left in it, he said, sighing again. That damn Lazarus must have been actively using it. Still, the stronger the artifact, the harder the conditions to activate it. Adding to that, I don't dare to openly use it in Ismeralia as it might link me to its owner's mysterious death. That capital is in a big mess at the moment. Lily glared at him. Her husband had a habit of causing chaos wherever he went. Look, I had no choice, he shrugged. Oh. I believe you, she sighed. I think you should just eat it and do it ASAP. Why? Victor asked. I heard there are ways to track rare artifacts. I'm not sure about it though, Lily said. And if you get a skill similar to how the hammer worked, its cost would usually go down. And as you said, if you manage to upgrade your class, that would be even better. Lily said. Those are exactly my thoughts, he sighed. She was right. Now with the Lord stuff and everything going into a mess, he really needed some trump card, and he was betting on his Fate Weaver class giving him that. So, what's the bad news? She asked after a brief silence. Oh. I got info about the system node thing, he said. What? Really? It is some kind of abnormal status called World System Node Connection Access Permission. A demon had it. He frowned. Ah, then Mona is a demon now. That possibility is minimal. Victor shook his head. That demon tried to interfere with my method activation when I made Astron my slave, and the Sun Lord did the same, so I think it has something to do with the power of the system over the world, he said. Mona might have such power, she might even be a lord, although that is highly unlikely, he pondered. There were too many variables here. At the moment, we need more data. It is still worth keeping an eye on info about it, though. Lily nodded. The skeletal green jade dungeon might have info about the system. I heard my father mention to Mother that the hateful son of his got something like that in the other timeline. Oh, Crown Prince Perez, Victor said, calling that guy Crown Prince out of habit. Yeah, I don't like him one bit. Lily puffed her cheeks. Although the guy was not a traitor as far as she knew and there was not really anything wrong about him, Lily didn't like him. He just acted too self-righteous and for some strange reason always right in everything he did. It was infuriating. Victor sighed. He had nothing against the guy as he only met him twice. The reason he didn't like him was because Yulian kept badmouthing him when they drank. We might have to fight against him in the dungeon, he pondered. Well, that is already within our plans and I think you can find a way to put a tracker on him at that time, he sighed. I will find a way, Lily nodded. By the way, who is Astron? She suddenly asked. Ah, right, it is the cosmic demon I got to be my blood slave. The one in the Von Rosen base, I told you about it before. Oh, and you just gave it a nickname? Duh. Of course, he said. Who wouldn't want his own pet cosmic horror? Sadly, Victor was not sure if he could take it out of the dungeon yet even with his cauldron as it would be useless there only taking up space. Maybe after the reckoning? What's its gender? Lily asked. Is that really important? He who was considering his plans turned to her and asked. Obviously, she nodded. I am not sure yet and even if I did. I am not into that thing, he quickly said. Seriously, are you getting jealous over a damn tentacle monster now? He asked. With how things always work for you, one can never know. She looked away as she whispered. Keep the change. Alpha said as she paid the taxi driver and then stepped down next to a tall building. There should have been a tall building but it was no longer there. A pile of rubble was in its place. What happened here? She asked a man who was picking through the rubble. The man just shrugged and shook his head, not answering her. Bam. He was sent hurling to the ground as his shoulder was hit by a metal bat that appeared in her hand out of thin air. Hey, what are you? He screamed. Bam bam bam. Answer you piece of shit, she yelled as she stuck at his arms and legs. What happened here? She yelled, clearly doing a little venting. Crazy woman. Help. Bam. 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 No one came to help him. The passers-by totally ignored him. Wah. Please stop. I will talk. I will talk, the man finally screamed as he felt his arm break. Say. What happened? Alpha asked again. Ah. Yesterday. An explosion happened and the building fell, the man replied as he grabbed his arm and tears fell from his eyes. The cause? She frowned. It seemed she was a little too late. Ah. I don't know. Bam. Ah. Stop. I don't know. I only heard that they were shooting a movie with people fighting in midair. Maybe something went wrong with the effects. Alpha glared at him then turned and walked away, disabling the isolation talisman in the process. She headed to a nearby building that had a loan sign on its windows. Clearly some kind of a loan shark business. A few minutes later, after causing a few grown men to cry like little girls, she walked out while wiping blood off her hands and watching a recording on her smartphone. It was of a masked woman with red hair, Mona. She was flying on a large sword while using another to fight in midair against a slick-looking man in a suit who seemed to also be using some flight artifact. He was fighting with a long staff. In the end, the man who was at a disadvantage flicked his finger and caused the building to explode in order to escape Mona's clutches. He used some kind of talisman and disappeared into the distance, Mona following right after. Alpha sighed and then sent the recording to Margaret. Random mess kept getting messier. Anyways, with this her job here should be complete, it was time to go meet her grandmothers again and ask them about this lord thing. Hopefully, she would no longer have to marry Victor after that. Chapter 483, 2 weeks deadline. Nova lay bare on the couch, her private parts only covered with a layer of whipped cream and some strawberries on top. Eating them was Caspian, who sat to the side making sure not to touch her body lest the curse relapsed. I must say, eating those things off your body tastes different, he said, licking his finger. Ah. Love? When will we be able to properly do it? Nova asked nervously as she curled her toes. You can't wait. Caspian asked with a smirk, inspecting her pretty body. Yeah, Nova averted her eyes. Well, Caspian chuckled. I think. Knock. Knock. Young master, it is already time up. Someone knocked on the door and called from the outside, interrupting him. Caspian sighed. Breaking this curse is almost over. It should take 2 more weeks tops. Maybe after the tournament, once I return from there, we will be able to enjoy each other's company for as long as we want, not just twice a week, he said as he leaned forward to kiss her, then quickly stepped back remembering the rules. See you later, he finally said as he wrapped his body with his robes and then walked out. As soon as the door closed. Fuck. Nova. Or in better words, Tom, who was disguised as Nova, jumped from bed. Shit, he cursed. For how long could he endure this? Shit. He had only 2 weeks to find the real Nova and escape this place, or else he would have to. No. Just thinking about it and remembering what happened that night made him almost puke. System, he called loudly. System. There was no reply. What happened to the system? Did it need all that time upgrading? Shit. Was Nova really coming here in the first place? Tom was having many doubts. Nova. Did you finish? One pretty maid asked as she peeked in. Yeah. Come, help me take a bath. Maybe lick some of the cream. Tom asked. For now, he could only go play with a few pretty maids and gather some info from them. Too bad that due to the transformation pill he couldn't completely take them, but at the very least, he was having fun. Understood. The maid blushed as she said it. Victor, who sat inside the cauldron, spat in disgust as he shook his head, then stopped looking at what Tom was doing. Although he didn't want to watch, Tom had been giving him very vital info that he needed for the next step of his grand plan. So, it was after 2 weeks. That was his deadline to get out of this world. He couldn't miss the tournament after all. He needed to step up his game. Victor frowned as he looked at the hammer in his hand. Thinking about what Lily just told him. Could it still be tracked even in the cauldron? The cauldron should technically shield almost everything out. Damn, even demons hid in it. He was not sure. He activated his fate vision and looked at the hammer. Oops, there were 3 fate threads that seemed to go out of it into thin air. He was not sure if those could be used against him. Should he try to eat them or just eat the entire hammer? He was hesitant. This hammer, although not a part of his plan initially, could be somehow helpful. On the other hand, since he planned to work from the shadows, he wouldn't have a lot of scores to settle with others, so its functionality was limited. Fuck. Whatever, his fate class was feeling stagnant lately, and with all the shit going on he needed to be stronger. But he was worried whether he was to devour this thing, would he go into a coma like what happened in the past? That was a big no-no. He quickly put the hammer down, deciding to leave this until he returned home. Sighing, he created a death gorge-like environment around the hammer before leaving the cauldron, appearing in Rosette's mansion's bathroom, where he took out the cauldron and activated his fate eyes on it. The only thread it had connected to him. He sighed in relief. At least for now, the hammer wouldn't be found. You sure are spending a lot of time on the toilet. Lyra commented as she watched the pale Victor walk into the living room after spending an entire hour in the restroom. I told you. The food here didn't fit my stomach. Just wait, once we go back, I will let you taste all the goods in my original world. The things here can't compare, he said, telling the truth. Although they had some good things here too, they didn't have MSG. We will see, Lyra nodded, clearly feeling a little nervous about the prospect of leaving this world, but in a way she wouldn't want to stay here without Rosette and Aerith. Yeah. Anyways, don't you have anything to do? He asked as he threw himself onto the couch. Mother wanted me to stay here and watch the mansion just in case someone broke in. Lyra said. The capital is in turmoil with every house being searched, so all the men were sent outside. I know about that, he sighed. Any news about the demon who attacked the auction? He asked. Lyra sighed. We have a trace on him, that's all I can say. Good. Victor began to speak when suddenly the air around the room began to feel strange. Lyra quickly got to her feet and tried to grab her weapon, but for some reason it was no longer there. What the? Relax, kid, someone said in a bone-chilling voice, making her shiver as she struggled to move her body and look back, where an old man appeared out of thin air, cloaked in long black robes. She wanted to activate the help talisman, but she couldn't move her fingers, as if something was wrapping around her, tying her up. She couldn't even talk as she felt as if something restricted her mouth. It tasted strange, not in a bad way. Master. Victor quickly bowed on one knee. Lyra somehow relaxed hearing him, but she couldn't help but start to inspect the mysterious master. She could barely see his pale old face and his sharp eyes under his cloak. He would have looked just like any other man if it were not for his red-colored pupils. Demonic? No, not quite. Maybe some kind of curse or technique. Stop with the formalities. You might as well be my son, the master told Victor after looking at him. Master, you should really drop that joke, it is not funny. I am not joking. Do you know how many women I have slept with through the ages? For the last few years, I have been hard-pressed to find someone who is not one of my descendants in Trilaria, he sighed. I am not into incest, you see. Thankfully, I found this world full of women ready to bear my seed, he nodded to himself. Ah. Good for you, I guess? Victor sounded unsure as Lyra silently cursed at this depraved master. Of course, it is good, the master spat. By the way, you look sick, he suddenly said. The food here, Victor began to explain. No, you have been poisoned, the master spat suddenly, smacking Victor's back. Ah, Victor, as if feeling something, began to cough hard as he fell to his knees. Moments later, he spat a green blob of blood onto the ground. It squirmed a little and smoke rose from it as it burned a hole into the marble floor before stopping. This is the... Victor gasped for breath. A filth tree poison with some kind of soul agent, almost undetectable. If I was not here, you would have been in trouble, the master spat as Lyra gasped. She heard of this poison. How could the master heal it just like that? Ah, Victor coughed some more before struggling to stand, his skin color returning to being healthy again. Thanks, master. No need. I can't leave my descendant to die. Master. Fine, his master sighed. Anyways, I don't know who poisoned you, but knowing your shitty personality, you must have pissed off a lot of people. Master, Victor complained as Lyra nodded. Yeah. Victor was really the kind who made people want to kill him. You better be careful in the next few days. Don't eat random things, his master said as he reached for the inside of his robes. Take this, he said, throwing a box at Victor. It is the promised talisman. I added a little curse so only you can activate it though. What? Why? Victor asked in shock. It is a kind of a safety thing. Lords are sneaky bastards, and once she learned that you got it, nothing would be stopping her from killing you and taking it instead of signing the deal, the master said, making Lyra almost gasp. Did he just curse at her lordship? Master. You should watch your words around here. No need, that woman might as well become my bitch someday. The master smirked at the gasping Lyra. Don't worry kid, I am only into MILFs, he needlessly clarified. Lyra wanted to curse at him, but she couldn't talk. Anyway, the restriction on the talisman will ensure that only you would be able to heal her, the master turned to Victor. But master, can't you do it yourself? I told you before, I can't directly intervene in this world's causality due to fate restrictions. Think of it as a contract I made a long time ago, the master sighed, shaking his head as if regretting something. Once the contract is signed with the Lord, establish the promised demon hunting sect for me ASAP. I have a few promising kids that need a new home. Master, you got new disciples? Victor asked. Not me, they work for some bastard to whom I owe a favor, the master sighed. Then the sect? Yeah, it was meant for him. Never mind that, the master sighed. Listen, Victor, if you ever meet a guy called Vic who claims to be the emperor, never rub him the wrong way, you will end up becoming his slave. If not for him guarding that door to Trilaria, I wouldn't have even dared to deal with him, let alone promise him anything. I understand, Victor nodded nervously. Anyways, once the sect was established, you would be considered to have completed your payment for me sending you back with your family. Then the group, the master said. Sending multiple people is not an easy task, you know. Ah! Lyra gasped. So, Victor was doing chores for this man in order to send everyone back. For some strange reason, her eyes became a little softer as she looked at him. But a sect can't be completed quickly, Victor hesitated. Just set the foundations for it, a training field and a few houses for lodging will do, the master said dismissively. Add a condition to the contract so that the Storm Lord would help you build those, the master added. She would be more than glad to do that in order to plant a few snooping arrays. He smirked as if he was already expecting that. Oh! We have to hurry according to his ma. According to Vic, the next world crossing window will be in 2 weeks and you wouldn't want to miss it. Ah! What? Victor gasped. You heard me. That's it for now, we will meet again, the master said as he turned around. Master, one more thing. Do you know about the one who attacked the auction? Victor interrupted. Although I was not there, from the traces I collected at the site, I am sure some great scam was pulled there, the master said. Too many strange things were interconnected, maybe more than one party was involved. What a mess, the master sighed as he pondered many things. Do you know their aim? Victor asked nervously. Just a guess. But what happened was aimed to force a fight between Ziffer and the Storm Lord, the master pondered. Oh, a fight. Victor frowned. Yeah. They already caught the bait and I doubt any of the parties would let go. Don't concern yourself with this. His master sighed as he shook his head. Whether it is the Poison Lord, the Sun Lord, or some other bastard, it has nothing to do with you, the master said. This thing is far bigger than a small insect like you. Just do as I told you and hurry back to safety in Trilaria. Master. We will talk later, the master said as he smirked looking up. I have been noticed, it seems. See you later, he said, vanishing into thin air as if running from something. Almost immediately, Lyra felt as if the thing restricting her vanished. I will need your help. Victor told Lyra, who was looking around frantically as he put away the straitjacket and strawberry-flavored gag ball that were hidden from view. A meeting with the Lord? She asked as she turned to look at him. Yeah, he nodded. Although he felt that he might be rushing things, he really needed to go back. No need, Lyra said as the windows were flung open by a strong gust of wind and a golden card fell onto Victor's feet. It is a summons. Her lordship wants to meet you, Lyra said with an inspecting gaze.